Okay, we have chapter 175 now, King of the Insects. He's singing a traditional Japanese kids song, Kagome Kagome. It's sort of like you could compare it to Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, or what's the other one about? Uh, my dad will buy me all this shit, and if it doesn't work, I'll just get more. That one has a bird in the cage. And if that cage bird won't sing, Papa will buy me a something else. Why do I have such a hard time remembering these? Anyways, yeah, Kagome Kagome is like a Japanese equivalent of one of those. I don't know exactly what it's all about, like the history of it or whatever. But it seems like he's remembering something with this kid. His kid, perhaps? The chapter is called King of Insects. Assistant Special Investigator. Do you ever think that everything is meaningless? This is a very interestingly composed spread. Because we know Kaneki is like looking down at him. First off, it's just really excellently drawn. I love the way that Furuta's hair is drawn here. This is something that Tokyo Ghoul does very uniquely well, I think, is these like despair profile portraits. Anything is meaningless. But yeah, the way that he comes out of the panel, that it almost looks like he's like walking past him. I think, kind of signifying that he is departing this world, and that what Kaneki is hearing from him, any kind of like final emotional thesis of his life, Kaneki is hearing in like the rear view, like Furuta is just kind of like walking away into death past him. Okay, the owl fight, which was still going on with, oh man, pretty much every other major character is involved in one of these other fights. The owl stopped moving. Is it because Furuta is dying? But, oh, no. It's because they took out Donaldo. That's right. We haven't cut back to the owl fight since that happened, I don't think. So yeah, they took out Donaldo, who was controlling the owl, and so of course the owl stops. The Black Hats V, they still have to take out. Punching from the opposite of where the Black Hats did. Who the heck are those things? Oh yeah, okay. The doggies and the apes. These are good guy ghoul factions. These are buddies. I thought. The wild ape, which was one of my favorite twists in this whole series. that guy was actually strong. Doesn't seem quite right about them. It looks like V has somehow taken control of them. Another technique they're unveiling. I think it's kind of cool that so much of V as like A, who they are as like an entity, and then B, their combat abilities are being presented so like suddenly and compressed in this kind of blitz at the last minute. It really makes them even more disorienting, and I think kind of like underscores just how it's sort of like when you get to the final boss in the JRPG and they just start throwing fucking everything at you, and there's like 80 new spells that you've never seen before, and you're just trying to like figure out what they're doing to your party. It's like that kind of feeling, and it's like an interesting way to kind of accelerate that urgency from earlier chapters when they would really kind of detail, oh, these are the enemy's powers, this is kind of their strength, we're gonna have this like full scale war as the climax of this arc, and we're just kind of see how everybody fits together. Now it's just like, oh, they can do mind control, I guess. They have these crazy swords. There's like a lot of them. They all have different powers. I don't know. Created such perverse quinces. Quinques. Why was I saying quinces before? Quinques, I think is how it's pronounced. Yeah. Totally mind controlled them. Or not mind controlled. Because were they dead? Yeah, glad I found them before they rotted. Yeah, these guys are dead. So this isn't mind control, this is zombification. Oh boy. Spieldos, also known as Orgel. Self-sustaining humanoid quinquays. Oh, I see, I see. So they're not really zombies either. It's just their quinquays had been removed from their body and now made into these puppets, essentially. Fully able to use the ghoul's natural abilities. Trial run in Germany once it was not successful. Okay, so all of this is finally coming to light. The fact that Marude knew about the Washu family, tried to stage a small insurrection. Mixed results, let's say. Human corpses of investigators. That's what the CCG is. Scrounging graveyards for bodies was our job. Yeah, it's just like, these guys got so much stuff going on. But our heroes are at the strength of, like, being able to blitz through so many of the crazy things that are happening. So yeah, now we've got, Aura? This is Aura? Or is this Ui? I can't remember which one looks like which, sorry. Squaring off against the mountain ape and the black dog. That's Ui, yeah. Tanaka Maru, this guy's badass. Everybody getting a little moment to shine. Very hard to do in a series like this where you have so many established characters and you have this opportunity where there's like final mega giga complete battle. It's like, how do you kind of give them all their little moments? There's oh, that little weird freak guy, Suzuya. Having a hard time. V is very strong. Lost too much blood. This is like Unit 0 that used to work with Arima. Okay, the Suzuya squad gathering themselves. One of the CCG's finest units at the time of its total chaotic implosion. This blade has been sucking blood in the darkest corners of the CCG. Slaughtering your fools will be child play. I'm gonna choose to take that literally, that this is actually just the Quinque that, like, absorbs blood and becomes more powerful, because sure. And again, it's just like this density of shit that they gotta deal with. The storm that they gotta weather, I think, is very well executed. Okay. And put again little spotlights. Rapid fire. Strobe light spotlight. This freak here is back to. Order isn't sustainable unless it's fair to all. Barely balancing the virtually impossible. Now that we've lost that balance, we've got a shit ton to discuss. And 2 V units get taken down just like that. And the white suits coming out as well. All these different factions united at last. But it's like such a strenuous alliance too. And I think this is kind of like coming out a little bit, where there's this sort of ideological battle of like, we're going to establish a new world order because this old one sucks. And then everyone who was vying for control of the old one was like, well, yeah, but we don't want you doing it. If everything is crumbling down, we're going to be the ones standing on top when it gets rebuilt. So they're creating this united front, but then, yeah, they have a shit ton to discuss afterwards. The white suits. Furuta. Maybe incapable of imagining the depth of resistance he would face. Because I think he still has kind of like a little bit of a simplistic view of the world. Anyways, let's keep plunging ahead. We can maybe see this kind of tragic shortcoming of Furita illustrated in further chapters where I think he kind of thought it would be easier to sow dissent than it actually was. Like, I don't think he realized how willing everybody else would be to be like, no, you suck. We're all against you now. Okay.